A black lawyer faces a gun for a false crime, saved by a boy's truth. Will justice prevail? Hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell for our latest videos. Don't miss this saga of truth's triumph. A scream shattered the supermarket's frenetic hum, raw and unyielding, as Lauren Carter, a black lawyer with a razor-sharp pixie cut and fearless makeup, stood pinned under the glare of a police gun, its barrel pressed to her temple. Her deep neckline vest suit a defiant spark in the fluorescent chaos. The aisles buzzed with shoppers' carts clattering, children whining, but all eyes turned to Lauren. Her poised reach for a bottle of wine mistaken for theft by a twitchy cashier, a spark that ignited a nightmare. Officer Daniel Pierce, a white cop with a sneer like a blade, roared, "Freeze!" Thief, his voice a guillotine, his gun drawn with a speed that sucked the air from the crowd. Shoppers freezing, their phones rising like vultures. Lauren's eyes blazed, her voice a low growl. "You're making a mistake." Her earpiece dangling from a dropped client call. But Pierce's partner, Officer Thomas Reed, circled her, his smirk venomous. Stealing in that outfit, bold move, his hand snatching her wrist, twisting it until she winced, the pain a lightning bolt, his cuffs snapping shut, the metal biting her skin like teeth. The crowd, dozens strong, clutching bags and baskets, gaped. Their whispers, "She looks like trouble. Should have dressed better," a chorus of bias that cut deeper than the steel. Not one stepping forward. Their silence a betrayal as piercing as Pierce's gun, still inches from her face. Lauren's heart thundered, but her voice was steel. "Check the cameras. I'm no thief." Her demand a flare in the dark, met with Reed's laugh, a jagged slash. "You don't give orders, sweetheart." His slur a whip, his shove sending her stumbling. The crowd parting, their inaction a heavier shackle than the cuffs. In the candy aisle, Jamal, a 10-year-old black boy gripping a pack of gummy bears, watched with wide, furious eyes, his small frame trembling. His heart ablaze with loyalty. Lauren was the lawyer who'd fought for his mother, winning a discrimination lawsuit that saved their home, a hero he couldn't abandon. "She's innocent," Jamal yelled, lunging forward, his voice a desperate spark. But Pierce spun, his boot kicking Jamal's leg, toppling him to the tiles. "Shut it, kid, or you're in cuffs too." His snarl a lash, the crowd gasping, a man pulling his son away. Their retreat a wound as Jamal crawled up, tears streaming, his phone's camera rolling, capturing Pierce's gun, Reed's cruelty, Lauren's unbowed glare. Lauren's eyes locked on Jamal's, a silent thank you amidst her rage. "Stay back. Brave one," she hissed, her voice a lifeline as Reed yanked her toward the exit, the cuffs gouging her wrists. Her suit creased, but her dignity a fortress. The crowd's murmurs. Typical, she's trouble, a venom she refused to drink. Outside, the precinct van loomed, its siren a mocking howl, but Jamal trailed, his small hands shaking, his video a hidden dagger, his debt to Lauren, his mother's savior, driving him to defy the fear. His pulse a war drum. Pierce shoved Lauren into the van, his voice a growl. "You're nothing now." Blind to her identity as a civil rights lawyer, her power a storm they had awakened, their mistake a fuse lit to blow. The crowd scattered, some filming, others muttering. She had it coming, their prejudice a scar, but Jamal slipped into the shadows, his breath ragged, his phone clutched like a grenade, the video a weapon he'd delivered to Lauren's allies, his mother's courtroom victory, a fire that fueled his courage. Lauren sat in the van, her wrists throbbing, her mind a battlefield, the gun's cold press, the crowd's apathy. Jamal's trembling voice a map of a war she'd wage with every shred of her skill, her resolve a flame that burned hotter than shame. The precinct waited, a citadel of power she'd crack open, her identity still a secret to her captors, their error a spark ready to ignite. Jamal sprinted home, his sneakers pounding, his heart a furnace. The video a vow to repay Lauren, to stand for the woman who'd stood for his family, his small frame carrying a truth that would shake a system to its knees. The supermarket's lights dimmed, the aisles still, but the air crackled with the promise of justice. A standoff that had birthed a revolution. Lauren's defiance and Jamal's bravery a clarion that would pierce the silence. A truth poised to unveil a system's rot and force it to bow. The precinct's holding cell was a cold, gray cage, its dim lights flickering over Lauren Carter. Her wrists still raw from the handcuffs, her sharp pixie cut matted with sweat, her deep neckline vest suit creased, but her eyes blazing with a fire that no injustice could douse. The memory of Officer Daniel Pierce's gun at her temple and Officer Thomas Reed's sneering shove in the supermarket, a wound she'd turn into a weapon. The cell's concrete walls echoed with the distant clamor of the precinct, but Lauren's mind was a storm of resolve. Replaying the standoff, the crowd's prejudiced whispers, the gun's cold press, and the small, brave voice of Jamal, the 10-year-old black boy who'd stood up for her. His loyalty born of her victory in his mother's discrimination lawsuit. A debt he had repaid with a secret video now poised to change everything. Outside, the supermarket's fluorescent glow had faded, but the video Jamal had recorded shaky but damning, capturing Pierce's gun, Reed's violence. Lauren's defiance was a spark that ignited a firestorm. Uploaded anonymously to social media by his cousin, a tech-savvy teen, with hashtags, #Justice for Lauren and #StopPoliceAbuse, amassing millions of views within hours. The clip, a viral indictment that tore through the nation's conscience. Protests erupted outside the precinct, hundreds converging with signs reading, "Free Lauren and no more guns," Black and Latino families, white allies, and students chanting in a thunderous wave, their phones live streaming the fury, the crowd's energy a mirror of Lauren's own. Lauren sat in the cell, unaware of the video's reach, her focus on the officers' smug faces, her legal mind already mapping a counterattack, her voice a low vow. You picked the wrong fight. At the precinct's front desk, her lawyer, Marcus Tate, a seasoned black attorney who'd mentored her, stormed in, his voice a blade. "Release Lauren Carter, she's a civil rights lawyer. Not your criminal." His briefcase slamming down, a warrant for her release in hand, the desk sergeant's face paling as he stammered, "We didn't know." The truth of Lauren's identity, a bombshell that cracked the precinct's arrogance. Marcus's call to Lauren's firm had triggered a rapid response. Her colleagues flooding social media with her credentials, Harvard Law, lead counsel in landmark discrimination cases, a titan in the courtroom turning the tide, the #, Free Lauren trending alongside Jamal's video, the public's outrage, a tidal wave that drowned the officer's lies. Jamal, back home, clutched his phone, his heart racing as his cousin showed him the video's spread, his small voice trembling with pride. I knew she was good. His mother, Keisha, hugging him, her eyes wet. You did right, baby. Her gratitude for Lauren's past helped a lawsuit that won her back pay and dignity, now a bond sealed by Jamal's courage. His video a grenade lobbed into the precinct's heart. The precinct was a pressure cooker. Officers scrambling as news of Lauren's identity hit. Pierce and Reed's smugness faltering. Their whispered panic. She's a lawyer, a crack in their armor. The sergeant rushing to the cell, his voice shaky. You're free, Miss Carter. The cuffs removed. Lauren's wrists red, but her posture regal. Her voice ice. This isn't over. She stepped out, Marcus at her side, into a swarm of reporters, their cameras flashing, her face a mask of fury and purpose. Her first words a clarion. I was targeted, but I'm fighting back for me, for that boy, for everyone. Her nod to Jamal a spark, the crowd roaring, the protests swelling. A black woman shouting, You're our voice. Lauren's mind flashed to Jamal, his fall in the aisle, his trembling hand on his phone, her heart swelling with gratitude, knowing his video was the key, a truth she'd wield like a sword. The video's impact was seismic. CNN airing it with pundits decrying police overreach, while right-wing blogs spun lies. She staged it. She's a fraud, their venom drowned by the public's fury. Women sharing stories of harassment. I am Lauren trending. A chorus that lifted Lauren, her phone buzzing with support. You're our hero, but also threats. You'll pay for this. Her resolve hardening, her pain a catalyst. Marcus briefed her on the video, his voice urgent. A kid named Jamal sent it. He says you helped his mom. Lauren's eyes widening. Keisha's son. Her memory of the lawsuit, a factory's racial bias crushed by her advocacy, a bond now sealed by Jamal's bravery. Her voice firm. Find him. Protect him. The precinct's brass huddled, their faces grim as protests raged. The officer's suspension announced. But whispers of a cover-up stirred. A union official meeting veterans in secret. Their plan to bury the video a ticking bomb. Lauren met with Keisha and Jamal, his small frame dwarfed by her embrace. You're my hero. Jamal. Her words a vow, his shy smile a light, his video a weapon they'd wield together. The protest turned volatile, a brick shattering a precinct window. Police lines straining as counter-protesters waved thin blue line flags. The air electric with rage and hope. Lauren prepared to speak. Her rally a stage to demand a law. Her bruises a map of her fight. Her alliance with Marcus, Keisha, and activists a fortress. The supermarket a crucible where truth had sparked a war. Lauren and Jamal's courage a flame ready to burn through a system's lies. The precinct's walls seemed to groan under the weight of a reckoning, their stark corridors crackling with tension as the viral video of Lauren Carter's wrongful arrest in the supermarket gunned to her head. Cuffs biting her wrists set off a firestorm that threatened to consume the department's rotten core. Lauren stood in a law firm's conference room, her pixie cut sharp, her makeup a bold defiance, her vest suit pristine but her wrists still marked by the handcuff's bite, her eyes a furnace as she reviewed case files with her mentor. Marcus Tate, her voice a low blaze. They thought they could bury me, but we're digging them out. Outside, protests raged, thousands flooding the streets near the precinct. Their signs, Free Lauren, Justice for Jamal, a defiant chorus, Black and Latino families, white allies, and students chanting, their live streams amplifying the video shot by Jamal, the 10-year-old black boy whose courage had turned the tide, his loyalty to Lauren rooted in her victory for his mother, Keisha, in a discrimination lawsuit that saved their family, a debt he repaid with a secret recording now shaking the nation. The investigation, launched with ferocious urgency, was a lightning bolt, led by Precinct Internal Affairs Captain Elena Vasquez, whose team verified Jamal's video, its clarity exposing Officer Daniel Pierce's gun at Lauren's temple, Officer Thomas Reed's brutal shove, and their sneering dismissal of her camera request, the footage a guillotine for their defense. Elena's probe dug deeper, unearthing a trail of misconduct, 7 complaints against Pierce, 5 against Reed, mostly targeting Black and Latino shoppers, all buried by a complicit sergeant. The record's a map of systemic bias that fueled Lauren's resolve to dismantle it. Jamal, at home with Keisha, clutched his phone, his small frame trembling as he showed her a second video he'd kept hidden, a clip of Pierce threatening a black teen in the supermarket months earlier, captured during a candy run, his heart pounding with fear and pride. Ms. Lauren needs this, his voice a spark, his mother's embrace a fortress. You're so brave. Baby, her gratitude for Lauren's past help, now a bond sealed by Jamal's daring. His evidence, a grenade he sent to Marcus via a secure app, a move that would escalate the fight. The video's impact was cataclysmic, CNN airing it with pundits decrying police brutality, while right-wing blogs spun lies. Carter provoked it. The kid's a liar, their venom drowned by the public's fury. Hashtag Justice for Lauren, trending alongside hashtag Jamal the hero. Women and youth sharing stories of harassment, a chorus that lifted Lauren, her inbox flooded with support. You're our fight. Keep going, but also death threats, and you'll regret this. Her courage a lightning rod. Lauren met with Elena, her voice steel. Use every frame, nail them. Her legal mind mapping a lawsuit, her heart swelling for Jamal, whose second video had cracked the case wider. His bravery a debt sheet honor. Marcus traced the video's metadata, confirming their authenticity. His voice urgent. Jamal's a target now. Protect him, prompting Elena to assign a security detail to the boy, whose small act had sparked a revolution. The precinct was a tinderbox. Officers split, some, shaken by the videos, questioned their culture, while Pierce and Reed's allies spread rumors that Lauren had staged the arrest, the union issuing a statement. This is a smear campaign, fueling conservative media to slam Lauren as a race-baiting elitist. Their lies a storm she faced with unyielding resolve. The investigation's heat intensified. Elena uncovering a 2018 incident where Pierce had choked a Latino man in a store. The complaint lost by a union-backed lieutenant, now suspended. The discovery a bombshell that pushed the mayor to call for a federal probe. His voice grim. No one's above the law? Lauren's push for the Carter-Jamal Act, a law to reform public citizen checks, gained traction, with activists drafting proposals. Carter. Jamal Act trending as feminist and civil rights groups rallied. Their protests flooding the supermarket's parking lot. A black elder shouting, "Lauren's our sword." The precinct's brass scrambled. Pierce and Reed suspended. Their panic palpable. She's untouchable, a crack in their armor. But a darker plot brewed. Union veterans meeting in secret. Their plan to destroy Jamal's videos, a ticking time bomb. Their whispered threats, Carter's done. The kid too, a noose tightening. Lauren spoke at a rally, her voice a wildfire. They tried to silence us, but we're louder. Her words a clarion. Jamal at her side, his small hand in hers. I saw her help my mom, so I helped her. His voice a spark. The crowd roaring, a Latina teen embracing him. You're our hero. The protests turned volatile. A Molotov cocktail exploding near the precinct. Police lines buckling as counter-protesters waved thin blue line flags. The air a spark from anarchy. Lauren met with Keisha, her voice soft. Jamal's changed everything. Their bond a shield. Keisha's eyes wet. You gave us hope. Now he's giving it back. The investigation's stakes soared. Elena warning Lauren, they're coming for you both, stay sharp. Her words a chill. The plot to bury the truth a shadow over the act's momentum. Lauren prepared her lawsuit, her bruises a testament, her alliance with Marcus. Elena, and activists a rock. The supermarket a crucible where Jamal's video had ignited a war. Their courage a flame ready to burn through a system's lies, a truth poised to unveil justice or face a deadly reckoning. The supermarket's parking lot was a battleground, its asphalt scarred by the boots of thousands. Their signs justice for Lauren, protect Jamal, a defiant forest under a sky bruised with dusk. The air electric with rage as protests over Lauren Carter's wrongful arrest by officers Daniel Pierce and Thomas Reed swelled into a national inferno. Fueled by Jamal's viral video exposing their brutality, Lauren stood in a law firm's war room, her pixie cut sharp, her makeup a bold war paint, her vest suit a symbol of unyielding resolve, her wrists still tender from the cuffs, her eyes locked on a laptop streaming the protests, her voice a low blaze as she strategized with Marcus Tate, her mentor. They can't bury this, we're rewriting their rules. The investigation had detonated. Internal Affairs, Captain Elena Vasquez, confirming Jamal's videos, his first capturing Lauren Nearon's ordeal, his second exposing Pierce's prior threat, revealing a decade of misconduct, 10 complaints against Pierce and Reed, 8 targeting Black and Latino civilians, buried by precinct cronies. A truth that galvanized Lauren's fight for the Carter-Jamal Act, a law to reform citizen checks, now under urgent council debate. Jamal, at home with his mother, Keisha, clutched his phone, his 10-year-old frame trembling as he read messages praising his courage, his heart swollen with pride for helping Lauren, the lawyer who'd won his mother's discrimination lawsuit, a victory that kept their home, a debt now repaid with his videos. But fear crept in a dagger, its blade glinting, delivered to their doorstep with a note. Stop or bleed, the threat a cold spike. Keisha pulling him close. You're safe, baby. Her voice a fortress, her call to Marcus triggering a police guard. Jamal's small act a lightning rod in a storm of vengeance. The public was a fractured mirror. Black and Latino communities rallied, their protests a thunderous wave, joined in by white allies, chanting hashtag Carter Jamal Act. A black elder's voice booming, Lauren's our warrior, Jamal our light, while a Latino youth group painted a mural of Lauren's silhouette, her fist raised. Outside the supermarket, a shrine to resistance, but a vicious backlash surged. Conservative media branding, Lauren a scheming opportunist, right-wing blogs spreading doctored screenshots of her taunting the officers, lies shared millions of times, fueling counter-protests, white crowds waving thin blue line flags, shouting cops aren't criminals. Their clashes with Lauren's supporters sparking violence. A Molotov cocktail exploding near a protest line, police batons swinging, the air a spark from anarchy. The precinct was a viper's nest. Officers divided some, shaken by the videos, enrolled in reform training, while Pierce and Reed's allies, backed by the union, scrawled Carter's a fraud on lockers, leaking a forged report to a blog, claiming Lauren had stolen before. The lie a venomous stab. The union's statement, this is a lynch mob igniting talk radio to slam her as a race-baiting diva. Their attacks a storm she faced with gritted teeth. Lauren's press conference was a gauntlet, her voice a blade. I'm a lawyer, not a thief, and Jamal's truth will bury their lies. Her words live-streamed, debunking the forgery with Elena's metadata, rallying the crowd, a Latina mother embracing her. You're our fight. But threats flooded her inbox. You're dead. Carter. Your kid friends next her resolve a shield, her fear a fuel. Marcus met with Elena, his voice urgent. They're targeting Jamal's family tightened security. The dagger's delivery traced to a precinct veteran, now suspended. But whispers of a deeper plot stirred. Union hardliners meeting in secret. Their plan to erase Jamal's videos a ticking bomb. Their threats a noose tightening around Lauren and Jamal. The Carter-Jamal Act gained momentum, with council members swayed by the protests, feminist groups flooding the supermarket lot, a black pastor's voice soaring. This law is our justice, sparking hashtag protect civilians to trend. But the union's influence loomed, a council ally wavering, their threat of a strike a blade at the law's throat. Lauren visited Keisha and Jamal, her embrace fierce. You're braver than them all. Jamal, her words a vow, his shy nod a light. Keisha's eyes fierce. You saved us once. Now we're saving you. Their bond a rock, forged in the lawsuit that kept their home. Now a battle against a systems rot. The protest grew chaotic. A precinct window shattered. Police lines buckling as counter-protesters hurled bricks. The air a war zone. CNN framing Lauren as a revolutionary. Jamal's video a global icon. But the threats escalated a brick through Lauren's office window. A note to Jamal, you're next. Lauren sent it to Elena, her voice granite. They're crumbling. Her bruises a testament. Her alliance with Marcus, Elena, and activists a citadel. The supermarket a crucible where Jamal's truth had sparked a war. Their fight a flame poised to burn through lies or face a deadly reckoning. The public divide a chasm that would either bridge or consume them all. The courtroom was a crucible of raw justice and simmering vengeance. Its oak benches packed with spectators, their murmurs a low thunder as the trial of officers Daniel Pierce and Thomas Reed began. Their brutal assault on Lauren Carter at the supermarket gun to her head, cuffs gouging her wrists, now a national wound laid bare by Jamal's viral videos. The 10-year-old black boy's courage, a beacon that had ignited a movement. Lauren stood at the plaintiff's table, her pixie cut razor sharp, her makeup a defiant mask, her vest suit a symbol of unbowed strength, her eyes locked on the judge, her voice a steady flame as she prepared to testify, her wrists still scarred from the cuffs, her heart fueled by Jamal's loyalty, rooted in her victory for his mother. Keisha, in a discrimination lawsuit that saved their family, a debt his videos repaid, now the trial's cornerstone. The gallery buzzed, activists and reporters cramming the rows, their phones poised, while outside, protest roared, thousands chanting Carter-Jamal Act, demanding the law to reform citizen checks. Black and Latino voices joined by white allies, their signs a sea of fury, the supermarket's shadow a rallying cry. Marcus Tate, Lauren's mentor, stood beside her, his briefcase bristling with evidence. Jamal's videos, precinct complaint logs, witness statements, his voice a low growl. We'll bury them. But the defense, led by a slick union lawyer, Victor Crane, was a viper. His opening statement a venomous jab. Ms. Carter orchestrated this to inflame tensions. A fame-hungry lawyer exploiting a child's lies. His words a blade, the gallery gasping, Lauren's jaw tightening, her eyes blazing. The lie a spark that threatened to derail the truth. Jamal sat in the witness stand, his small frame dwarfed by the court's weight, his voice trembling, but clear. I saw Ms. Lauren get hurt. She helped my mom, so I filmed it. His testimony a dagger, the video playing on a screen. Pierce's gun, Reed's shove. Lauren's defiance a gut punch that silenced the room. But Crane pounced, his voice oily. Did she coach you? Jamal plant that story, the accusation a slap. Jamal's eyes welling. No, I saw it. His courage a spark. Lauren's nod from the table a lifeline, the crowd murmuring support. A black woman whispering, he's our hero. The prosecution, led by ADA Rachel Kim, countered, presenting Elena Vasquez's findings, 12 complaints against Pierce and Reed, 9 against minorities, buried by precinct allies. A 2017 case of Reed beating a Latino teen, the evidence a sledgehammer. But Crane's team produced a forged witness, a cashier claiming Lauren acted suspicious, the lie a desperate ploy, debunked when Marcus showed security footage contradicting her. The courtroom a tinderbox, the judge's gavel pounding for order. Outside, the protest turned chaotic, a rock shattering Keisha's apartment window, Jamal's family huddling as glass rained, a note tied to the stone. Your kid's done. The threat a noose. Keisha calling Marcus, her voice shaking. They're after Jamal, prompting Elena to tighten their security. The boy's bravery a target. His videos a grenade that had cracked the precinct's armor. Lauren testified, her voice a wildfire. They saw my skin, my suit, and chose violence, no cameras, no proof, just their power. Her words a clarion, detailing the gun's weight, the cuff's bite, Jamal's fall, the crowd's silence. Her strength a rebuke to Crane's smears. She's a provocateur, his claim faltering as the video looped, her defiance a mirror to the truth. The gallery erupting. Lauren speaks for us. The investigation escalated. Elena uncovering a precinct server hack attempt to erase Jamal's videos, traced to a union tech, now arrested. The plot a desperate bid to bury evidence. Carla Reyes's FBI team seizing backups. Their warning stark. They're planning something bigger. The shadow of retaliation looming. Lauren's phone buzzing with threats. You're next, Carter. The kid won't last her resolve a shield. Her fear a forge. The Carter-Jamal Act neared a vote. Council members swayed by the protests. A black pastor's voice booming. This law is our blood-sparking, hashtag protect civilians to trend. But the union fought back, leaking a doctored audio of Lauren threatening Pierce. The lie exposed by Elena's forensics. Their desperation a crack in their armor. The law's passage a spark in a powder keg. Lauren met Jamal and Keisha, her embrace fierce. You're my strength. Jamal, her words a vow, his small smile a light. Keisha's voice iron. You gave us justice. Now we're giving it back. Their bond, a rock, forged in the lawsuit that saved their home. Now a war against a system's lies. The trial's stakes soared. Crane's team pushing a mistrial, claiming public bias, the judge's ruling pending, the protests clashing with counter-demonstrators, thin blue line flags waving, police lines buckling, CNN framing Lauren and Jamal as revolutionaries, the videos global icons, but the threats intensified. A knife mailed to Lauren's firm, a brick through Marcus's car window, the air a war zone, Lauren's voice a beacon. We won't break. Her alliance with Marcus, Elena, an activist, a citadel. The supermarket, a crucible where Jamal's truth had sparked a revolution. Their fight a flame poised to burn through a system's rot or face a deadly reckoning. The courtroom was a cauldron of justice and vengeance, its air thick with the weight of a verdict that would either crown or crush the fight sparked by Lauren Carter's wrongful arrest in the supermarket, her wrists scarred by cuffs, her life nearly ended by Officer Daniel Pierce's gun, all captured in the searing videos of Jamal, the 10-year-old black boy whose courage had set a nation ablaze. Lauren stood at the plaintiff's table, her pixie cut a sharp defiance, her makeup a bold armor, her vest suit a testament to her unyielding spirit, her eyes locked on the judge as the gavel fell, her voice silent but her presence a thunderclap, her resolve forged in the fire of Jamal's loyalty, born from her victory in his mother, Keisha's discrimination lawsuit, a debt his videos repaid, now the trial's linchpin. The gallery pulsed with activists, reporters, and supporters, their breaths held, while outside, protest roared, thousands chanting "Had Carter Jamal Act," demanding the law to reform citizen checks. Black, Latino, and white voices united, their signs a defiant wave, the supermarket's shadow a war cry. Judge Evelyn Harper's voice cut through. Officers Pierce and Thomas Reed are dismissed from duty, guilty of assault, misconduct, and abuse of power, her ruling a sledgehammer, ordering substantial compensation for Lauren, the courtroom erupting, activists cheering, a black elder shouting, justice for Lauren as Pierce and Reed sat stone-faced, their badges stripped, their union lawyer, Victor Crane, slumping, his smears Carter's a provocateur shattered by the truth. The Carter-Jamal Act passed hours later in a council vote, a law mandating camera verification and bias training for public checks. Its approval a seismic victory, live-streamed to millions. Hashtag protect civilians trending, a Latina organizer's voice booming. This is Lauren and Jamal's blood, but the triumph was a spark in a powder keg Pierce's allies. A rogue precinct faction unleashed a vengeful strike, their fury a storm that would test the movement's steel. That night, Lauren's car was ambushed outside her firm, a pickup truck ramming it, glass shattering as she swerved, her heart pounding, her scream drowned by the screech of tires, the attackers fleeing, a note left on her windshield. You're dead. Carter, the assault a chilling echo of the supermarket, her security detail rushing her to safety, her voice granite. They're desperate, her fear a forge for her fight. The precinct was a viper's nest, officers fracturing some, inspired by the verdict, joined reform training led by Lieutenant Sarah Kim, while others, loyal to Pierce, scrawled Traitor Act on walls, their union decrying the law as anti-police, fueling right-wing media to slam Lauren as a divisive radical. Their lies a venom met with her unyielding resolve. Internal Affairs, Captain Elena Vasquez's probe deepened, uncovering a 2016 case where Reed had fractured a black man's arm, the complaint erased by a union-backed captain, now arrested, the evidence bolstering federal charges. But a darker threat emerged. FBI agent Carlo Reyes intercepted a plot to assassinate Jamal, a sniper hired by a disgraced officer. The plan thwarted when Carla's team raided a hideout, saving Jamal hours before the hit. Keisha clutching him. "You're safe, baby." Her tears a spark. The precinct veteran's arrest a blow to the old guard, broadcast as a warning. Lauren met with Jamal and Keisha, her embrace fierce. "You're our heart." Jamal, her words a vow, his small nod a light. Keisha's voice iron. "You fought for us. We fight for you." Their bond, a rock, forged in the lawsuit that saved their home. Now a war against a system's rot. The investigation's stakes soared. Carla uncovering a union fund bankrolling the attacks. Her warning stark. They're not done. The precinct a battlefield. Officers turning on Pierce's allies. Their tips flooding Elena's hotline. A ripple of Jamal's courage. 30 signing up for reform training. Their culture bending. The protests swelled. A black pastor's voice soaring. Lauren and Jamal are our truth. Sparking hashtag Jamal the hero to trend, but violence flared counter-protesters, waving thin blue line flags, hurled bottles, police lines buckling. A precinct car torched, the air a war zone. CNN framing Lauren and Jamal as revolutionaries, the video's global icons. But threats intensified. A knife mailed to Lauren's home, a brick through Keisha's window. The note, "Your kid's next." Lauren sent it to Carla, her voice stone. They're falling, her bruises a testament. Her alliance with Marcus, Elena, Carla, and activists a citadel. The supermarket a crucible where Jamal's truth had birthed a revolution. Lauren spoke at a rally, her voice a wildfire. "They tried to kill our truth, but were unstoppable." Jamal at her side. "I filmed for Ms. Lauren, she's family." His words a spark, the crowd roaring, a Latino teen embracing him. "You're our future." The Carter-Jamal Act's passage was a dawn, but the fight burned on. The assassination attempt a shadow. Lauren and Jamal's courage a flame poised to burn through a system's lies or face a final deadly reckoning. Their movement a firestorm ready to reshape justice or be consumed by the vengeance of those it had toppled. The precinct's concrete walls seemed to shudder under the weight of a revolution, their stark corridors a battleground where the truth of Lauren Carter's wrongful arrest gun to her head. Cuffs searing her wrists had ignited a firestorm, now crowned by the passage of the Carter-Jamal Act, a law to reform citizen checks. Its ceremony set to unfold in the supermarket's sprawling parking lot, a hallowed ground where Jamal's videos had sparked a reckoning. Lauren stood in a law firm's war room, her pixie cut a defiant edge, her makeup a bold shield, her vest suit a banner of resilience, her eyes scanning security plans with Marcus Tate, her mentor, her voice a low inferno. "They can't stop us now, but they'll try." Her wrists still marked by the cuffs, her heart ablaze with Jamal's courage. The 10-year-old black boy whose loyalty born from her victory in his mother, Keisha's, discrimination lawsuit had fueled his videos. Now the movement's cornerstone. Outside, thousands gathered, their signs Carter-Jamal Act. Truth wins a defiant tide. Black, Latino, and white voices united, chanting hashtag protect civilians. The supermarket lot, a crucible of hope. Reverend Alicia Carter's choir, a soaring anthem. Activist Lena Ruiz's megaphone, a clarion. This law is our blood. But a lethal shadow loomed a rogue precinct faction, loyal to the disgraced officers Daniel Pierce and Thomas Reed, plotted a final, catastrophic revenge. Their intercepted messages, uncovered by FBI agent Carla Reyes, revealing a bomb planted at the ceremony, aimed to kill Lauren and Jamal, framing their movement as chaos, a desperate bid to douse the fire of reform. Hours before the event, as Lauren rehearsed her speech, a black SUV tailed her security detail, its windows tinted, a gunshot grazing her car's mirror, the attackers fleeing, a note left on the seat. "You're done, Eric Carter." The strike a chilling echo of her supermarket ordeal, her pulse racing but her voice granite. They're cornered. her fear a forge for her mission. Jamal, at home with Keisha, clutched his phone, his small frame trembling as he read threats. "You're dead," kid, his courage a target. A brick shattering their window days ago. Now a dagger mailed to their door. Keisha's voice iron. "You're safe, baby." Her call to Elena Vasquez tightening their guard. Jamal's videos a grenade that had blasted the precinct's lies. His debt to Lauren and a vow he'd keep. The FBI's raid was a lightning bolt. Carla's team storming a derelict warehouse, disarming a crude bomb wired to detonate at the ceremony, arresting the mastermind, a disgraced union tech tied to Pierce, his confession exposing a network of rogue officers, their plot foiled hours before disaster. The news breaking as Lauren and Jamal arrived at the lot, their security doubled. The crowd's cheers, a shield, their faces pale but unbowed. The averted catastrophe, a spark that fueled their resolve. Lauren took the stage, her voice a wildfire. "They tried to bomb our truth, but we're unbreakable." Her words live-streamed, millions watching, a black elder embracing her. "You're our queen." Her tears a spark, the crowd roaring, Jamal at her side, his voice small but fierce. "I filmed for Miss Lauren, she fought for my mom, so I fought for her." His courage a beacon, a Latino teen shouting. "Jamal's our hero." The ceremony was a triumph. The Carter-Jamal Act hailed as a shield for the vulnerable. Council members pledging funds for bias training and camera systems. CNN framing Lauren and Jamal as titans. Their videos, global icons. But the shadow lingered, a sniper's scope caught on a precinct camera, neutralized by Carla's team. The threat a whisper of the danger still lurking. The precinct was a fractured fortress. Officers reeling, some, inspired by the act, joined Sarah Kim's reform training. While Pierce's allies faced arrests, their union's protest fading. Right-wing media's lies, Carter's a chaos agent drowned by the public's fury. Jamal the hero trending alongside #Carter. Jamal Act. Elena's investigation surged, uncovering a 2015 payoff to silence a black woman's complaint against Reed. The evidence sealing federal charges. Carla warning Lauren. They're broken but not gone. The plot's failure a crack in their armor, but their vengeance a noose yet to be cut. Lauren met with Jamal and Keisha. Her embrace a vow. "You saved us all." Jamal, his shy smile alight. Keisha's voice fierce. "You gave us justice. We give it back." Their bond a rock, forged in the lawsuit that saved their home. Now a war against the system's lies. The protest swelled, a black pastor's voice booming. "Lauren and Jamal are our truth." But violence flared, counter-protesters torching a protest banner. Police lines buckling. The air a war zone. The supermarket lot, a hallowed ground where truth had prevailed. But the fight burned on. Threats persisting, a knife in Lauren's mailbox. A note to Jamal. "You're not safe." Their courage aflame. Their alliance with Marcus, Elena, Carla, and activists a citadel. The Carter-Jamal Act at dawn. But the final stand a crucible where their truth would either triumph or face a deadly shadow. The movement a firestorm poised to reshape justice or be consumed by the last gasps of those it had vanquished. The supermarket's parking lot glowed under a twilight sky. Its asphalt hallowed by a monument unveiled to honor Lauren Carter and Jamal Washington. A bronze statue of a woman and a boy, hands clasped, inscribed "Truth Triumphs," a testament to their fight that had birthed the Carter-Jamal Act. A federal law reshaping citizen checks with mandatory camera verification and bias training. Its impact rippling across a nation awakened by their courage. Lauren stood before a sea of thousands, her pixie cut sharp, her makeup a bold defiance, her vest suit a banner of resilience, her voice a soaring flame. "We broke their silence, and we'll keep breaking it." Her words live-streamed to millions, sparking Carter, Jamal Act to echo globally. Black, Latino, and white allies roaring. led by Reverend Alicia Carter and activist Lena Ruiz. Their signs a vibrant tide. Jamal. Now 11 stood beside her, his small frame tall with pride, his voice clear. I filmed for Ms. Lauren. She helped my mom, so I helped her. His loyalty, born from Lauren's victory in his mother, Keisha's discrimination lawsuit, a spark that had ignited a revolution. His videos, a global icon. Mayor James Thornton, a new ally, hailed the act. Lauren and Jamal are our conscience. But Lauren's eyes scanned the crowd, wary of the shadows that had nearly extinguished their light. Her wrists scarred by cuffs, her heart steeled by a final, deadly threat. The precinct, once a fortress of corruption, was transformed. Officers Daniel Pierce and Thomas Reed's dismissal, alongside their allies' convictions for assault in the supermarket bombing plot, had gutted the old guard. FBI agent Carla Reyes's probe exposing a web of payoffs and buried complaints, leading to federal charges against 20 officers and union leaders. Their downfall, a public purging. Lauren's reforms took root: civilian oversight boards, body cam mandates, anti-bias training led by Lieutenant Sarah Kim in mental health programs, with 80% of officers enrolled, their culture shifting from defiance to accountability. New recruits inspired by Maria Sanchez, whose whistleblowing had fueled the fire. The precinct's trust soaring, complaints plummeting. But a final shadow struck Deputy Chief Robert Klein, a high-ranking official who'd shielded Pierce for years, orchestrated a last assassination attempt, hiring a hitman to target Lauren at the ceremony. His plan to frame her movement as a riot inciter uncovered by Carla's team through a decrypted email. The hitman arrested hours before. Klein's confession exposing a hidden slush fund. His arrest a thunderclap, aired live as Lauren spoke, her voice drowning the last gasp of corruption. They tried to kill us, and they failed. The community was a citadel. Donations to the Reform Fund hit $1 million, funding youth policing scholarships and victim support. A Black-owned bakery gifting Jamal a plaque, our hero, while Alicia's choir sang at vigils. Lena's coalition launched community patrols, slashing arrests through dialogue. CNN framing Lauren and Jamal as titans. Their supermarket standoff, a global symbol. Nationally, the Carter-Jamal Act reshaped public spaces, harassment cases dropping, civilians empowered, while cities adopted Lauren's model, a Senate bill expanding oversight. Lauren's speeches at UN forums, her voice a world stage cementing her as a revolutionary. Jamal's courage, a spark for youth, a Black teen vowing, I'll be a lawyer like Ms. Carter, her words a seed. The precinct's walk-alongs became daily, officers and residents forging bonds. The statue a pilgrimage site, its bronze glinting under the stars. Lauren met Keisha, her embrace fierce. Jamal's our future. Keisha's voice iron. You gave us hope. He gave it back. Their bond, a rock, forged in the lawsuit that saved their home. Now a legacy of change. Threats lingered, a slashed tire, a hateful note, but Lauren faced them with the calm of her supermarket defiance. Her security a necessity, Keisha's voice a daily anchor. You're our light, echoing Jamal's dream of justice, the spark that drove their fight. The ceremony's climax was Jamal's award, a city medal for bravery, his small hands trembling, his voice steady. I just wanted Mrs. Lauren to be okay. The crowd thundering, a Latina elder embracing him. You're our son, James spoke, his voice raw. This act is their truth. Our warning silence is complicity. His reforms a vow, a new vetting system born from Klein's betrayal, a shield against future rot. The precinct was a beacon, its officers patrolling with purpose, the statue a testament to a system reborn. Lauren and Jamal's fight a clarion that had pierced the silence, a truth that forced a nation to kneel. Lauren stood by the statue, touching its bronze, her bruises a memory, her strength a blueprint, the movement a fire that had burned away complicity, leaving a dawn of justice. A warning etched in the monument's base, the silent, within and beyond the system, must answer to the truth or fall. And from a false arrest to a law born of truth, Lauren and Jamal's fight unveiled justice. Thank you for watching. Guys, share and subscribe to never miss a story. Hit the bell for our latest videos and join us in celebrating truth's triumph.